Hey, what's up? JusNik, WBLS. Hanging out with me today is none other than the very talented Kenya Vaun. So happy to have her here because one, I went to see her perform live. No lie, I thought that a track was playing and that you were lip singing. And somebody was like, no, she's really singing. I said, you lying. I'm listening. I'm like, oh my God, your voice sounds like your recordings. So kudos to you for
I
just even
appreciate
having
that.
that distinct kind of voice.
I appreciate that. That's what I'm like. I hope, because, I just be overthinking. There's certain parts I practice. I'm like, I should have hit it this way. So I get that a lot, though, after the show. Like, a lot of people be like, oh, you sound like the track. I'm like, that's crazy. That's crazy.
You do. It's just, I just love this new wave of R&B artists. Like, what do y'all call this music? Like, because it's its own evolution of R&B. So, how would you categorize it?
Well, recently I heard, a new term that, feel like I could consider myself in. It was like hip hop R&B, and I'm like, I could feel that with Summer or something like, or even my recent song Used to. It was just kind of like that rappy, like hip hoppy feel. But honestly, I always, when I'm asked like what type of music you do, I always say kind of like R&B and neo soul. But I don't know, like maybe
We gotta find a term for it, like a
yeah,
new term. Like this is the wave, because
right.
I mean, I love it. I love it. Speaking of summer, one of my favorite tracks. Summertime's almost here, and I know, when did that song originally come out?
Um, I think it was probably like a little probably like touching last year, I think, or
Yeah.
like the top of like the start of the month or like of last year, the beginning of maybe like I'm not really sure. Like it was like close to like springtime though, for
Right.
sure.
Right.
Like going into summer, just
But
to kind
you're
of give it that
doing
space.
something special with it. You want to let people know? Because I'm excited about it.
Yes. So basically, I have a remix with Musiq Soulchild. Featuring on Summer.
The
So
Musiq Soulchild.
the Musiq
Okay.
Soulchild. So like I grew up listening to this man. So this is a huge honor for me to even say that right now out loud. So the track is amazing, and I just really can't wait for you guys to hear it because I love it.
Yeah. I mean, well, the song was already fire. Like, I can't wait for summer to come around just so that I can just be playing it, driving wherever I got to go to. But the fact that there's a remix and it's Musiq Soulchild, it's like the perfect marriage of
Right, he just
voices.
brings his own little element to it. So it's like that same like vibe, but it's just 10 times more. I feel like just I don't know. You gotta listen to it. You gotta
I
go
can't
listen.
wait. I can't wait. So, for those who may not be familiar with you, where are you from?
I'm from Philly,
Philly.
North Philly.
I've
Yes,
never been to Philly. I need
that's
to
crazy.
go. I
Never is
know.
kind of
I know.
Philly's like a staple.
It's on my bucket list. It's on my bucket list. So outside of like a Philly cheesesteak, what is like the other food that you should eat out there?
I mean, like honestly, first thing is really cheese days. Like that's like the main thing. I ain't even gonna hold you, especially like in Philly. Like that's like Max's. Like you know what I'm saying. Some people like Delisandro's, but I'm gonna say Max's.
That's where you gotta go.
You gotta go to Max's.
Okay, I'm
You
going.
especially gotta go to Max's. I think you would mess with Max's over
I'm gonna
Delisandro.
go like in the next couple of months because I just
Definitely.
need to know what the Philly cheesesteak is all about. I just do. Sorry, I haven't been there in so long.
It's gonna change your life a little bit. I think
Yeah, like that. Okay.
it'd be like that.
So, like, tell me about like your upbringing. Like, how was it growing up
It
for
was
you?
always like I was always surrounded by like music. You know what I'm saying? Like I have a lot of siblings. I'm a twin. I'm a fraternal twin, so I have like a brother, and in the house like before he hit that puberty point, like he was like the Jackson, Michael Jackson in the house, like the singer, and we had a group called the K5, and I was just like the background dancer. And I'm like, nah, like I'm gonna be up in the front one of these days, but my voice was still developing. So during that time, I actually was like still trying to write, like learning to write, because I also write my own music as well. So I was just developing my pen, and then eventually I'm like, I'm gonna learn how. So I just went on YouTube and was just looking up random vocal warm ups, and I guess I say that's how I developed my voice because I never really like officially went to like coaching or anything.
Right.
It's just like an all raw talent and YouTube Academy, I would say.
So when did the family notice that you had it?
Honestly, it was like in the house. I was singing one song from Dreamgirls in my mom's room. And she was like, hold on. And my mom is like really like straightforward. Like she's not just gonna like lie and be like, oh, you got it because you her child. Like,
right.
She would always be like, you know, maybe try a little harder. You know, I ain't gonna lie. You know, that's my mom. But it was that very moment in the room. I was like singing, and she was like, hold on, you doing a little something there. And I was like, okay, you know, and I just kind of kept it going. But I feel like the real moment everyone knew, like, okay, this could be something, is when I got signed up for this singing show called Julia's Joy. It was like this girl who had passed away, and like they gathered this contest to raise money for her family and stuff. So this was the first time I performed like live without the track. Like before, I was just going to open mics, still kind of scared, like, you know, singing with the track. And my mom would always be like, that's, you know, back in the day, like they was singing. You gotta sing, you know, you can't just, that track, you got a beautiful voice, you gotta like show that. And so like, I was still trying to do the track, but one of the instructions was like, no trackings, like it's all live.
Wow.
So I was like, dang, and someone paid for me to get into, like someone who just believed in me, like no one in the family. So I'm like, I gotta do it. And I went out there, and the first song I did was Here by Alessia Cara.
Ooh,
and
love her.
I killed that joint, and everyone, it was like a standing ovation. And that's when I knew, like, I could do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it started from there.
I love that. And then, so how did you get discovered?
I got discovered like kind of like when I was in college. I went to LIU in Brooklyn, and I was like in a music program.
Sorry. Shout out to Brooklyn.
Shout out to Brooklyn. I was in a music program. It was like a Rock Nation music program. And so like I had like, you know, just music classes. It wasn't like the typical like, you know, math or, you know, history or nothing.
You studied theory?
No, I had music theory though, but you know, it was like classes like that, like, you know, yeah, music theory 1, 2, you know, like stuff like that. And I just kind of like made a team, like when I was at the you know, the campus, everyone, it was just random people. I'm like, here, I sing, what you do? Like, cause we all were in a program. I'm like, why not? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just kind of like pushing myself out there, and I got like with some people that like shot videos and everything, and they like knew someone that knew somebody that was like, you know, kind of like interning at 300 at the time. And you're like, man, this is my last day. I just want to show her, like, I need something to pitch. Like, I think this could be perfect. And so, like, they ended up pitching me, and, like, that's just, like, it just started from there. Like, they got in contact with me, and I was just like, that's crazy. And that was, like, the first video I dropped out of college. So.
But just like that.
Just like that.
Just like that. Mama, we made it. Like, listen. Well, speaking of 300, shout out to Kevin Lyles. That's my guy right there. What's the best advice that he's given you so far?
He's always just told me to, like, really be myself, like, and trusted, like, my craft. He's always told me, like, you know, be strong about what you want. Like, don't just do stuff just because other people are doing it or just because it's the wave at the time. Do what makes you feel good. Like, you know, and I feel like just hearing that from someone, like, at his stature is, like, you know, that really touched me, because I feel like a lot of people, especially in, like, higher places, are going off of a wave or whatever, and just him still keeping that authenticity, like, and telling me to keep it, and, you know, growing that in his label is just an amazing, you know, thing to be a part of overall. Like,
yeah. So you say you write your songs. This new project that you got getting ready to come out, how much of it did you write?
I say a good like 50%, about like 50. Maybe 75. It's a lot of collaborative, like, as far as producers, and, like, I traveled a lot, like, back and forth to LA, and I met a lot of, like, songwriters for the first time, because I'm so used to, like, just writing by myself. So, like, going into these rooms and kind of being able to bounce ideas off of certain people, it just kind of, like, opened my mind up, like, okay, this is, you know, way more smoother. So, like, it's a couple of songwriters on the project, but I definitely got a good couple songs that's all me. Like, you know what I'm saying? So,
I know that feels good when it's like, yo, these are my songs, my thoughts, how I feel. Is it hard to, like, sing other people's songs knowing you're a songwriter?
I wouldn't necessarily say hard. I feel like initially it's kind of like everyone brings their own thing to the table. Even if you're a songwriter, you're like envisioning it a certain way. So when you're giving it to a singer or artist, whoever, it's like they have to put their own flavor on it, their own touch. So like that be my whole thing. Like I have to make it my own. Like I can't just take something and sing it the exact same way they sung it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I might have to switch something here, or, you know, like
make it
and
your
just
own.
yeah.
For sure. Is there a song that you performed that, or you recorded, you're like, I'm not really feeling it, but then it turned out to be great, and you was like, oh snap, this is fire.
Well, it's not even like I wasn't feeling it. Like I always say, like Summer, I love that song, but my only thing with that song was like I'm very young, you know what I'm saying? So like I was in college at the time, and like hearing the music everybody was listening to, I'm like, hopefully they resonate with this, because you know this is the type of music I grew up listening to, and I've been inspired by like my whole life. So it was really the question of like, I hope it's not just one, you know, age group, but like when it hit out and it came out, like hearing like even my dorm mates at the time, like singing a song or like reposting it, I'm like, yeah, it definitely, I feel like now seeing it unfold resonates with, you know, all different types of people.
Yeah. Does that surprise you to see the versatility and the different ethnicities? It's like, yo, this is like a nationwide bop right here.
It definitely does. I be getting tagged from like people in Africa, like all like just in Brazil. Like it's just crazy, because I've always like imagined things like this, like, you know, someone like who can't even speak English, you know, singing my music is just like, it's unexplainable. It's an unexplainable feeling, for real.
I love it. So you got a project coming out. When does it come out?
March 22nd is when it's coming out.
Ooh, that's like, okay. I'm
It's
ready.
close,
I'm here
man.
for
It's
it. Are you
close.
excited?
I'm very excited.
Are you dropping visuals for it?
Yep. I mean, I don't want to say too much,
Okay.
but it's
You know, I'm trying to get the scoop. You know what I'm saying? So we know there's the collab with Musiq Soulchild. Is there anybody else that you're looking forward to collabing with, or?
I do have a special other collab on the project. I won't say. I want that to just stay a surprise, since I told you guys. But I do have someone that I've been a fan of from the same place as well, Philly. So can't wait for you guys.
See, my brain is like, who is this? Jilly? Jilly from Philly?
I don't know.
Look, I'm going through everybody in my head. Okay.
Jilly.
We're going to wait. We're going to wait and find out. We're going to wait and find out. Well, thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you for having
We're looking forward to your projects. And like, what else do you want to get into? Like, are you the type of like, you know, I might do some acting?
Yeah, I want to do it all. Like, I'm really, really into film overall, not even just like being on the screen. Like, I feel like I can do acting, of course. Like I love films like kind of like that Insecure, like what Issa Rae type of vibe. I feel like I love like
from
those.
Your Instagram, like even the way you post your content, it has like this movie type series quality to it.
I just love those type of like shows. So you know, Lena Wave, anybody watch, definitely get me in a movie. But I definitely am interested in being on the other side as well, like directing and like, you know, producing. Like I really kind of just love film overall. Just, you know, just seeing the certain angles and just the process overall. So I want to get into it all, for real. Like, yeah, I'm ready.
Get tapped in. Tap in with Kenya Vaun. I appreciate you so much. Much blessings to you and success.
Thank
I'm
you.
looking forward to the remix Summer with Musiq Soulchild. March
22nd.
22nd.
Yes.
Be on the lookout for it, y'all. WBLS. Thanks for watching.